Hello, friends, and welcome to today's Unforgettable Leader Workshop series, where we will discuss the topic of organizing to attract, using your environment to support who you're becoming. I'm really excited to be here with you. It's been a couple of weeks since we've been together, and I'm really excited about the topic of creating the environment around you to help influence the person you are within. Um, you know, those days when your mind really feels foggy and everything just feels off, and you sit down to work, but you can't focus. You go to cook, but everything feels scattered, and even picking out an outfit feels overwhelming. That used to be me until I realized something simple but powerful, that the state of my space was reflecting the state of my mind, and both were blocking the abundance that I was craving. So I want to pause and welcome those who are new to the Unforgettable Leader series, where we're discussing health and well being strategies of leaders living with limitations. I'm Sarah Sims, your health and wellness coach, and I help those living with limitations design a blueprint to thrive and prosper in life and in their career. I'm also the creator of the Stress Less Method, which I teach in my book, Stress Less: How to Use Self Care to Redefine Your Well-Being. This method is built around 4 transformative stages, and today we're focusing on the second one, which is becoming. So, becoming is all about habits that reinforce who you're growing into. And one of the most overlooked habits is how we maintain our spaces, because your outer world, again, is always going to be reflecting your inner world. So today I'll show you 3 everyday spaces: your closet, your pantry, and your desk, and how they can become powerful tools to help you organize your thoughts, clarify your energy, and become the leader, the person who attracts and sustains abundance. All right, so we're going to start with why spaces shape us into who we are. We often think of organizing as a chore, but what if I told you that space design is habit design? You are constantly sending signals to yourself through your routines, your environment, and what's visible when you open a drawer. If every space around you says, I'm overwhelmed, I'm behind, or I just don't matter, you'll keep becoming someone who believes these things. But if your spaces say, I'm ready, I'm cared for, I have clarity, then guess what? You'll show up differently. You'll take bolder action. You'll attract more opportunity because your habits support the identity you're ultimately creating. So let's start with the closet, one of my favorite spaces in the home. This isn't just where your clothes live, it's where you're starting your day every day. And for many of us, it's full of maybe one day jeans, old energy, and daily indecision. I always say if it doesn't fit your body, your season, or your vision, it's time to let it go. So, here are 3 quick habits to make your closet a confident space. Number one, keep only what fits and feels good now, not 10 pounds from now. I did this so much when I was growing up because I was never really happy with where I was. And when you continuously buy things or have things in your closet or around your home that are one day you'll aspire to it, you'll never really get to embrace the version of you of today. So I highly recommend, if it's not fitting you now, just to let it go, because you want to be at peace with who you are today and focus on who you are today so you can work on who you want to become tomorrow. Next, hang one small affirmation inside of the closet, such as, I dress like I love myself. You got to remember that when you're getting dressed, you're not just trying to put on clothes so you're not naked. You are really representing who and how you care for yourself to others. When you look in the mirror throughout the day, you want to be reminded that you started the day dressing yourself with love, with intentionality. And number 3, last one, once a month, Take some time to remove what no longer aligns. Now, for those of us who have a large wardrobe, once a month might be helpful. But for those of us who have more of a modest wardrobe, you might be able to get away with doing this seasonally. I find that getting rid of what no longer aligns with you helps you make quick decisions and not waste time in the closet trying to figure out how you want to look and how you want to reflect who you're becoming in your wardrobe. You just take all the things out that don't work for you before you're there in your closet trying to figure out what to wear. When you organize your closet with intention, you're going to start being aligned with the person and the leader you're becoming, not the one you've outgrown. All right, so call to action for you all. Make sure that we're going into our closet and we're doing those three things. We're only keeping in it what feels good and fits. We're going to have an affirmation somewhere in our closet. You can hang it on the wall. You can even dangle it on the hanger that just reminds you that you dress like you love yourself. And then once a month or once every season, take out what no longer aligns for you in your wardrobe. Okay, next, let's talk about the pantry. I know it's not glamorous. I know my pantry is not glamorous, but it's the space that fuels in your energy, your decisions, and your self care in a variety of real ways. So, we don't realize how much chaos is living in our pantry every day. We just overlook it. We have expired food, we have sugary snacks that we could be eating on impulse, shelves full of stuff that doesn't support how you even want to feel. So, let's shift that because what you eat is literally what you become. Do you know that your skin is a regeneration of all the things that you have been eating over the past year? What you see today is what you ate months ago. So make sure that what you want to look like on the outside you're ingesting in the space is making it easy to access those items. So let's try this. Let's try first placing energizing foods like teas, nuts, trail mix, or even healthy grains at eye level. I know many times the foods that we like to eat end up at eye level, and they even teach us how to do this at the grocery store, right? Like you walk up to the cash register and that candy is like right there in your face and you can't miss it. And the healthy protein bars are way low. Well, we want to change that. We want to put healthy at the top and not so healthy out of the pantry, preferably, or at the bottom of the pantry. Next, we want to use clear bins or jars to keep things simple and clean. I love taking my snacks out of the box, out of the packaging, and putting them in nice, clear, reusable containers. I prefer glass over plastic, but there are some plastics that are toxin free that you could use and that will keep your snacks fresh. And then next, find a little area in your pantry and call it your feel good fuel. You know, this is where you go first when you have to refuel, when you need to do it quickly and you want to do it in a healthy way. You're already set up for success and you know that that part of your pantry stays stashed with all the good nutritious foods you need. Organizing your pantry isn't about perfection, it's about designing default choices that support where you want your well being to be and to remain. All right, next, the desk. Let's talk about your desk or your office. This is where your vision either comes to life or gets lost in the mess. So for me, my desk became a sacred space once I gave it structure. And so here are three things that I recommend to help you establish and sustain structure at your desk. End each day with a 3-minute reset. Clear off the papers and return items to where they belong. Now, the most important part about this tip is you have to have an organized space where things have a place. My grandmother used to always say this to my mom, and my mom said it to me. Everything must have a place, or it doesn't have a place where it belongs in your home. So nothing is dropped anywhere. If you're dropping it somewhere, that means it doesn't belong. It isn't important to you. And so you only want to keep in your visionary space where you make the magic happen, where you write your book, where you show up for virtual work, where you're meeting with clients, where you're doing homework. You want that space to be clutter free and everything that's in that space to be welcomed. So you need to make sure that there is an area of your home where things go in an organized fashion. So when new items come in, you know exactly where to place them. Okay? The next tip, add one item that keeps you grounded, like a plant or a candle or even a vision card. You can look behind me and see that I use many of those things to keep me inspired. I use words of affirmation like love. Love is one of my values. So I like to remind myself of this every day, which you can see behind me. Plants, candles, lots of abstract things that just help represent and ground me, represent who I really am outside of the work, right? We're so much more than our output. And so I keep things around my space to just remind me of who I am and just to get back to why I'm doing what I'm doing. And then lastly, keep your top 3 daily priorities in plain view so your energy knows where to go. So at the beginning of my day, when I come into my office, before I turn on technology, before I open my email, I open my iPad. So I guess that qualifies as technology, but I open my iPad and I write out what I want to really get done for the day. I don't read emails. I don't check just the status of the news. I just want to know what I really want to focus on. This is how I start the day. I recommend that you do the same. This might be on a pad for you. This might even be in a on cards, or it could be in a digital file that you have that you maintain on your computer. The most important part of this tip is to not get into email or any text messages and align your priorities based on what people are asking of you. Your priorities should really be aligned with what you want for the outcome of the day. Okay? So when your desk is designed to support your focus, your mind becomes a magnet for clarity. These aren't just chores, they're identity rituals. Every time you reset your space, you're not just tidying up, you're telling yourself, I matter. I'm worth supporting. I'm making room for what's next. Whether it's decluttering your closet, prepping your pantry, or setting your desk for success, you're reinforcing the identity of someone who lives with clarity, care, and intention. That's what the becoming stage is all about. You're aligning your everyday habits with the person you truly want to be. And when you do that, abundance starts to arrive almost effortlessly. So here's your invitation. Pick one of these 3 spaces, closet, pantry, or desk, and give it your attention this week, just this week. Use the checklist I'm sharing with you all in the chat to guide your reset. And if you want to go deeper into the becoming stage and the full stress less method, make sure to refer to your book, the Stress Less book. You'll learn how to align your beliefs and then reinforcing these habits, similar to the ones that we just shared today, and boundaries to create a life that is supporting you. Okay? So put into the comments, which space are you going to reclaim this week? Is it going to be your closet, your pantry, or your desk? Okay. Okay. I'm seeing pantry. Lots of pantry. Uh-huh. Okay. The entire house. Okay. There are so many opportunities to kind of use your space to reflect where you're going. I share these 3, but hey, if you want to flip the house upside down and start in your basement, by all means, if it's not too much of a task. But remember, you want to be focusing on the spaces where you are the most, where you're functioning the most. We want to be focusing on our confidence, where we get, which is our closet, our energy, which is our pantry, and our focus, which is our workspace. Okay. So I'm so excited for you all. If you found this conversation and this workshop series helpful, just plug in some hearts, some thumbs ups, some plus ones into the chat for us so we know that you're motivated. You're motivated today to get started. I love this. Okay. Would you like more dialogue or more training on this topic? We can unpack this further. I love being organized. I organize so many elements of my life. And I know that for those who are becoming the unforgettable leaders that, like you are today, it's really essential to have these strong habits in place. They really are game changers. I can't speak to this enough. They de stress you, they put you in alignment with your destiny, and it really starts to reveal this really refined version of you. Okay. I'm so happy that you all hung out here with me. Thanks for the love in the chat. And I can't wait to see you at the next Unforgettable Leader Workshop. See you soon.